I might be nitpicking here, but what did you guys make of Sinisalo for the goal? I thought he was a wee bit unconvincing, and I thought that if Kasper Schmeichel had conceded that, I don't know, the handball and all that as well, but I thought Schmeichel would be getting dog's abuse if that was him.
I thought he was a wee bit. I mean, listen, I think there was a few errors in that move. I think Liam Scales gives the ball away. I think Tedeschi gives a free kick away that's needless.
Aye.
The free kick's not defended properly at the back post. And I thought, I think Sinisalo didn't look that convincing coming through the crowd. What I would say is I think his handling and commanding his area has been good. I mean, I think in certain games, I think Ibrox especially, he did come and take crosses, he did come out and punch. I thought he was good at that. I think in that instance, I thought he looked a wee bit, he got caught up in the traffic and a bit of a flap at it, didn't he? But the goal shouldn't have stood anyway. I mean, he should have got off the hook because it shouldn't have stood, because the more you see it, the more you wonder how that was given. When you
it's wild how that was given, like really, really wild how that was given.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Newell played basketball on the edge of the 6-yard box, scored in the back of the net. You think it's a bit of a strange one. I mean, the theory was that it wasn't conclusive. I'm not entirely sure what more you need to see. I mean, you can see the ball path deviating down the arm and onto the wrist. So I must admit that was the thing. I mean, listen, you're going to get. We're now firmly in the tinfoil hat conspiracy zone, and every club supporter now in this race is saying that they're getting favourable decisions and they're getting ones against them, and the whole world was against us. So, but there's no doubt. I mean, right card, right decision. The goal that made us first goal was flagged offside and it was correctly overturned. So that's good decisions caught, not on the pitch but caught by VAR. I thought the Newell one was a strange one to be allowed. It changed the kind of game. And I've seen that. I've now looked back again in the penalty shout for the Negrin, the push on Negrin.
I was going to bring it up, Mick.
Yeah, I mean, I know we didn't really, there wasn't much made of it at the time at the ground because it was a kind of tussle and they're at a touchline and the ball was kind of almost kind of out the way at that point. I can see why there's a bit of a cry for penalties, for penalty for that one. I'm not sure, but listen, he's put his hands on him and pushed him. So in the letter of law, I think that.
Right.
But where the ball is at the time and what the advantage is, I don't know. I mean, these days the rules are so convoluted. If it's a penalty kick given there, would it be contentious? Maybe not. Maybe it would have been a penalty. I don't know. I don't know how you've seen it. I mean, we didn't really make much of it at the time, did we? I mean, Graham, it was a shout for Maida in the first half. When he nicked in front of Jordan Smith and he went down and he didn't really claim for it.
I didn't claim.
I thought the goalie was a wee bit behind it, and I thought he might have caught him, but it didn't come to anything. But that was the one that the Negrin one was the one that had people up in arms. I think eventually, maybe I don't know what it was at the time, but maybe eventually.
Well, I mean, last night on Hotline Live, a lot of the commenters were saying, what about that one? And I mentioned, I don't know if you heard it, Graham, but John Collins last night, we did a story on Record Sport Online. He was saying if they can't spot that foul in Negrin, they should be sacked, the VAR team, which was maybe a bit of a thought, but.
I got this. I know it was pretty emotive language, but I got the sentiment, what he was meaning in the sense. Can you imagine if that was one each? It's like it's one of these ones where it's so daft the foul, isn't it? But when you look at it, you slow it down and he pushes them two hands out the pitch, but they're on the so. It's one of these ones where at the time, as Mick says, there felt like the big incident was Newell, but in the cold light of day, when you look at it, it's another one as well where I don't know how Willie Collum, do you know when he does the VAR show, if that was one that. I don't know what the compelling argument against it would be. Now I know it's obviously Mick's making the point about where the ball is, but it feels it's a pretty deliberate foul in the box. It's a professional foul, isn't it? So it probably meets a lot of criteria for awarding a spot kick.
But my only thinking is that I think the more you see it, you think you can see a penalty, but he's got his body ahead of Negrin and he's ushering the ball to safety at the time, and his hands are on him, but. The shove, the two of them are kind of flying at the park when he's shoving them. Mm-hmm. So is that happened after the ball is out? The two of them are at the park. Then
I know what you mean.
They still run round and I guess and pick it up, I suppose. So yeah, I mean, if it's a penalty kick, I don't think anyone could have any complaints. So yeah, I think Okay, what I'm saying is that maybe that one is a bit one you could argue with. I don't think you can argue the Newell, but I think you could argue the toss about the Negrin shove.
Well, I mean.
I don't think officials, in terms of on the pitch and in the VAR hut, had a great day on Sunday in general.
No. Can you imagine it finished 1-1 with that Newell goal? I mean, there'd been riots. Honestly, I mean, it would have been chaos if that goal had stood.
But when you think, the thing is, though, that goal does stand and it's changed the game. Certainly, I'm a bit, well, not saying panicky, but they're having to dig out a victory from a strong position. And then you look at the Negrin penalty kick. I mean, it could have been a 3-0 game, and all of a sudden we didn't get a goal difference.
Aye.
I think we could get into that last game of the season against Hearts, needing to win 2-0 or 3-0. And there's 2 goals, or 2 potential turning points in the one game. So these are decisions that have got massive ramifications. So I understand why people are kind of getting up in arms. I just hope that there isn't any more of these in the next week and a half, because we don't want leagues decided by controversy. We want it done on the pitch.